Does anybody have any experiences or questions about them? Anyone that's here now?
I got a lot of experiences. If it's okay, I could maybe share a few.
Yeah.
Most recently, which actually I met Jasmine and you, Joanna, shortly after my best friend was murdered last year. He was my best friend. He was an iron worker. A double rainbow appeared. I was one of the last to leave from his funeral. He was communicating with me, but I feel like he moved on. Normally my past, how I would go after the killers. I just let it be in that state of not letting that energy affect me. Dark energies, entities, demonic entities, they appeared to me, ghosts since a child. Everything from my grandma to loved ones, past ones, mother. And I believe they do visit as orbs that I physically see. They appear coming in through my dreams and in meditation. I'm still fairly new to this, diving into the metaphysical, probably a little bit over 3 years. So I'm still a newbie, but it's like really becoming natural. But where am I going with this? I've been everywhere since, like cemeteries, different states, and I would have ghosts appear and try to communicate with me or just show themselves, even houses I lived in and apartments. And it's just always been a mystery. And so I closed that off of, like, to say, the third eye. I got rid of all my spiritual stuff, religious stuff. And then I dived back into it after my mom passed away. And that created this whole awakening in me where the Kundalini awakening didn't happen naturally to me. I think it went in a number of years until I had that breakthrough. And be honest, I took a shitload of LSD, like over 30 tabs. And then that awoke in like the third eye, but I was already waking it up with like ayahuasca and breath work and studying about yoga and, you know, a little bit of the occult. That's why I'm on here, because I know it's skipping a different thing, but I meet a lot of witches and they come to me like, oh, you're into shamanism. And, you know, I see things that they do of the dark side. And I know, to me personally, I feel that the moon looshes energy, the Saturn moon matrix, and that goes into a different subject. And it just being careful what people think are really helping them turns out to be like the nice person that seems all sweet that is taking their energy as a narcissistic, or gets really deep. But I'm not going to go in there. I know we're talking about ghosts and spirits.
But you know, that's kind of like, it goes into, and to bring it back to ghosts and spirits, it's like the tool. Like, we can use a hammer to build a house, or we can use it to bust somebody's head open, right? It's a matter of intention. And the same thing goes with witches, even though we're going to talk about that tomorrow, but like the intention behind it, right? Black magic, white magic, the whole thing of a person within itself, like wishing somebody bad when they're cussing them out when you're driving, and the karma that comes with that, right? Or wishing them good. Like, it's all just coming down to that duality of the intention, that whatever else is used becomes a tool, right? And we just use it as good or bad. But that's kind of what it's taking me to, because of course, like, if you've been through all of that, right, and seen like the bad intentions, the good ones, like all of that, it's kind of, it's good because you have all of this in your library, like you're in your library of information. So it's like more tools, more discernment that you're able to use when you do talk about things, and then be able to see it for what it is, if that made any sense.
Absolutely. This may go a little bit, but I feel it ties into metaphysical. Because of ghost and spirit seeing, that I've always seen UFOs. I've had other entities, tall beings, what people would say ETs. So that's a little bit different. I know it doesn't happen to everybody, but where they would appear and try to speak telepathically to me. And this has been since a child. It happened a lot when I was in the Marine Corps. I feel that I was part of a program because I had a lot of missing time and just seeing a lot of weird stuff. That there is something that you might be aware of, where they take people, they say they kind of project them off into the future and bring them back. And it's like time manipulation. And I know that's a form of magic also, but it is, you know, government program. It's called the 20-year back program. And I don't know if you're familiar with it. And it explains why I'm meeting a lot of others with similar very similar situations, and they never met me. And we're just connecting now. That's part of this awakening. It's the energy that we're putting out. We're connecting to others like us. If we go along like that, I know there's other storylines people believe, like where they're at in their consciousness, but it's like we're all being tied together like a soul family ones. And we might not all agree on things, but we just love each other, and we're just learning, remembering, and growing. And these abilities, I mean, like the electromagnetism, I know I'm rambling on, but that's how you can move objects. I can move objects a bit, telekinesis, meditation becomes very easy, the lucid dreaming. And that's where I'm feeling I'm shifting reality. And I know it helps when others use magic. The dark magic uses, they meditate and they all focus, and they may do psychedelics or cannabis is a way to bring in that energy. And they don't have to be all together as one. We could just be meditating all around the world at the same time. And they literally can draw in like the black cube. That's a whole different thing that they worship. And I'm rambling, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, ladies. But
it's like people will pick up whatever they pick up and whatever resonates with them. I just think, like, as far as spirits and stuff, like we are spiritual beings. And so it's like there's so many different levels to it, as far as the light all the way down to the dark, the density of darkness all the way back to the light and in between. So it's like we have all those different frequencies of different things. And so it's to have an open mind of the possibilities of what is out means you have expanded more of your consciousness to be able to, because I mean, what we don't even see, like not even a portion of reality, right? We're just living in that small sliver of reality, thinking this is all that is. So when it comes to all of that, it's still part of spiritual entities, spiritual beings, spiritual light, spiritual stuff, like spirits. And some people are not there yet. Some people are there. Some people are in between, but it's good to have a little mixture of it all, just because you don't know where everybody's at. Right.
And I'm curious if you, because you said that you've missed out on some time that you have time missing.
Yes.
Have you done any type of meditation work to collapse time and space and kind of go back and see where that takes you, or even doing not necessarily a past life regression, but in this life regression? I'm just curious if you tried anything like that.
I'm actually diving into something called Gridwork. I'm learning about portals, stargates. It's a calling to me, learning different. I'm open to everything. I even study the occult. It's not my thing, but I need to know like what they do. How do they, I've had many of them try to recruit me throughout my life. But as in terms of that, remote viewing is what I've learned as a child. And that's something I did in the Marine Corps. And then I'm realizing that's coming back. It's a natural with that. I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm still curious. That's why I'm here. We're all sharing our experiences.
Yeah, totally.
And as far as the occult, I just wanted to say, like, there's the dark occult and then there's the light occult. Like, occult by itself is just hidden. And there's things that are hidden that are good, the right hand path, and there's things that are hidden that are the left. So when people say occult, I want to demystify the belief that occult is just all bad, because occult is hidden, and it just means it depends on if it's the dark or the light. And we all kind of know where the dark occult is and what it's attached to and all of that stuff. But there is hidden knowledge that is deep within for the wise to be enlightened. And that is still occult, but it is white, it is light, and it is of, a higher divinity. Just wanted to share that with anybody so that wouldn't get confused with that information.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to throw this out there question. Halloween takes its origins from what? Pre-Christian Celtic festival called Samhain, which marked summer's end or the end of the harvest. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody, you see how it's written? Like, why? Hold on. Seriously, why is it said Samhain, but then spelled Samhain? I've never understood that, but I just wanted to keep that in the forefront because, you know, we celebrate it, but we don't know why. And that's why. Question, Nicole, do you have any experiences or any questions or anything about